Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for this one for a long time. Thrash Punk Kolsch is a 4.5% Kolsch from Witch's Hat Brewing Company in South Lyon, Michigan. Over the past couple years, I've become a huge fan of Witch's Hat, and if you've watched any of the previous reviews I've filmed, I always mention how I wish they can Thrash Punk Kolsch. Well, ask and you shall receive. Now, I wish it were under different circumstances, but they canned it, and big thanks to my friend Dave for picking this one up for me. Thrash Punk Kolsch is the coffee-infused version of Witch's Hat's 3-chord Kolsch, and for this one, they brew it with coffee from Hyperion Roasting Company in Ypsilanti. Now, Hyperion may sound familiar to you Witch's Hat fans out there because it's also the coffee company that provided coffee for the Prometheus Night Fury from last year. So let's take a look at the label. We'll get it into a glass. Fun fact, Witch's Hat is offering curbside pickup not only for a nice array of beer options, but also for food too, a one-stop shop. And Witch's Hat, I paid for this beer. They're not giving me anything for free. I just wanted to mention that. You guys know I love Michigan beer. I love drinking local beer. So that's my passion. Figured I'd talk about it. So let's take a look at the label. Now, this label is kind of their generic canning label when they don't have a official artwork for it. So this is just, we'll start from the side. It says Witch's Hat Brewing Company in South Lyon, Michigan, and it has the bat on the top of the label. Front and center, it says Witch's Hat Brewing Company, South Lyon, Michigan. And in the center, normally, there would be a little piece of tape. You might be able to see it, or a little label. And it actually at one point said Thrash Punk Kolsch. But as are the times these days, this got wiped off probably 6 times between Dave and myself with bleach wipes and whatever, making sure it was just all good to go. I'm not saying that Witch's Hat wasn't already doing it, but we did it just to be sure. So it says on the back here, this 12-ounce crawler was filled right from our taps by one of our amazing staff members. Always keep cold and drink fresh. Don't be trashy, recycle. And then it tells the story of why they chose a bat, has a government warning. This doesn't have a canned on date, but I can tell you that when they announced this, just about a week back, this was one that I said to my friend Dave, he lives nearby to Witch's Hat. I said, pick this one up for me. I want to do a review on this because I want people to know what this is all about. And this one, oh, okay, it says on the bottom, canned on 4/10/2020, and today is April 12th, 2 days after they canned this. So this is super duper fresh. They canned it on Friday. I'm reviewing this on Sunday. This is a super fresh can. And yeah, so let's go ahead and crack this one open. I'm going to use no product placement here. I'm just going to go ahead and use my Night Fury Trax glass because I had it available. And at that point, why not? So we're going to put a nose on the can here. Ooh, nice. Really deep, roasty coffee flavors or coffee aromas. Yeah, that smells like a good, nice coffee brew. Now, this is going to be a really light colored beer. Like I said, I've had this a few times, but I've never had it canned. I haven't had it recently. It's been about a year since I've had it. I just haven't been in there when they've had it on tap, but this is one of my favorites from Witch's Hat. Look how light that looks. It looks like just a really nice honey-colored kind of Kolsch. You wouldn't expect that it's going to be this just really nice kind of coffee punch in your face. I can smell the coffee as I poured this, just kind of, I'm about, maybe about a foot away, and I'm just getting a really nice kind of sweet coffee aroma. It smells like, I'm getting like these kind of honey vibes coming off of it like a Kolsch, and that's just, I'm not sitting that close to it. So I had probably at the height about 2.5 fingers worth of head. I've only got about a head now. It's dissipating really quickly. The bubbles are big and bursting, as you can see from the overhead. It just looks like, this whole war zone's kind of going on in the head here. Let's go ahead and hold it up to the light. So that is nice and clear, very yellow. There's a little bit of sediment, some carbonation kind of floating up to the top, but I can see through it. I mean, it's, like I said, it's just got a little bit of that sediment in there. Go ahead and put a better nose on the glass here. Yeah, getting a lot more of the coffee just out of the glass than I was getting out of the can. To be really honest, it's just really strong, overwhelming coffee. I'm not getting a whole lot of those Kolschy kind of vibes I was getting as it was all that head was dissipating. But let's go ahead and dive right in. Cheers. Yeah, just how I remembered it, just like yesterday. So this is a 4.5% beer. This has you get a lot of that coffee flavor up front. It smells like or it tastes like a really light roast. It's not like a super dark, really bitter kind of coffee flavor. It's a lighter roast. So it's got a little bit more of a, just kind of a subtle kind of quality to it. Mouth feels really light, really crisp, what you would expect from a Kolsch. It has, like I said, it has that kind of coffee characteristic up front, really nice light roast coffee flavor up front. And then on the finish, I'm getting a little bit more of that Kolschy quality come through, a little bit more of that honey kind of flavor. Just pops its head up for a really split second, really quick, and then it dissipates into this almost caramel, butterscotch, coffee kind of finish, because that coffee mixes with that honey kind of flavor of the Kolsch, that Kolschy kind of traditional flavor that you would expect out of a Kolsch. And then that gives way to a little bit of that, like I said, it's like a little bit of a roasty butterscotch kind of caramel kind of flavor in there. But yeah, this beer is super crushable. I could sit back, and this came in a 6-pack. I believe it was right around $11 to $12 straight from Witch's Hat. You just go online. I think you can call them. You put in your order. You go to the brewery. They bring your beer out. You know, no contact. It's in this day and age, it's a really easy transaction. But this beer is super crushable. I could sit and drink a 6-pack. The thing that I like about this beer that I rave about so much is that I don't know how much coffee is actually infused into the beer. I don't know how much caffeine that actually gives you, but I'm always feeling like when I've had maybe one or two at Witch's Hat, when I've had a couple at the brewery, and I have a really nice coffee infused beer that just has that really nice, not overpowering, but has that really nice coffee presence to it. It just seems to like pep me up. It kind of like, oh, I lift my head up and I start, seeing a little bit clearer. And then I wait a little bit and then I have a whole bunch of water and then I go home. But that's really what I love about Thrash Punk Kolsch, and I love 3-chord Kolsch. It's one of my favorites. But like I said, what I really love about Thrash Punk Kolsch is just that coffee infusion in there. It just kind of has that extra kick, and that's something that I'm looking for. If you're looking for a really nice kind of light, low ABV coffee infused beer that has really nice, it has a lot of coffee presence to it, but it's not overpowering. It's a really nice kind of balance. It's a nice little twist on a regular Kolsch if you're a Kolsch fan. This one is a really nice twist on it with that coffee flavor. If you're looking for something a little bit different, or you're looking for something that's not necessarily a stout that has coffee infused in it, or a lighter beer with coffee infused in it, Thrash Punk Kolsch fills the ticket. It really just fits the bill. It's something that you should be on the lookout for. And Witch's Hat, if you're watching, make this a regular staple. This is just an awesome beer, and I would love to see people, outside of the area that can come visit the tap room to be able to try this. All right, friends, that has been Thrash Punk Kolsch from Witch's Hat Brewing Company. If you find yourself picking up beer from Witch's Hat, let them know you saw their beer right here. Now, do you have a favorite Witch's Hat beer, or maybe a favorite, coffee-infused beer that's not a stout? Let me know in the comments down below while you're down there. If you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week. Still here, still talking about it every Tuesday and Thursdays, and it's free for viewers just like you. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed. If you know a beer fan, let them know about the channel. Let them know, hey, I know this guy, Sean. He makes these really cool beer videos. You might want to check them out. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and most importantly, don't forget to stay safe. Thanks for watching. Cheers.